Oh, whoops, I meant to finish watching this video first. Oh well, it's fine. I will watch it in silence, secretly. I'm go ahead and change the title. All right. It's here. Yes. There we go. I'm hoping that team name doesn't get us in trouble with Twitch. I assume it won't, but who knows? All right, let me get here. Oh, here we go. I didn't remember what I was doing. Okay. Let everyone know the stream is live. And kind of just waiting on the teams to get ready. All right, let me get the draft set up here. Oh, that's the wrong screen. There we go. Okay. It appears one of the players is having a bit of issues, which is not unheard of in Beer League. Not unheard of indeed. Oh, you can see my baseball video I was watching for a little bit. Yankees win. Go Yankees, I guess. Or don't if you hate them. Up to you. I'm a fan of the team playing the best League of Legends, and that's why I'm a fan of both teams. Yeah, good one, Eric. Yep, good call. I'm ready to watch some high-quality League of Legends gameplay between Team TITS and Team PSS. All right, and here they go. I believe this is actually the first Slammer Give Me One person to fanboy. How about Easy Eddie? You want a fanboy for him? The jungler for Team Tits. I want to see a Teemo. We might. We might indeed. I believe this was actually Tits' first matchup or first game this season. They won by forfeit last season or last week. So this will be their first time actually playing together on the beer league stage. And no surprise here for the bans at PSS. Basically 3 bans right at Simon Omas. That's tough. Are Tits going to be unleashed on the Rift? We'll see. And I don't know much about this version of PSS, so I don't have no idea if these bans are good. I hope both teams play their worst League of Legends. Damn, Muffin, that's tough. And then we got the Yasuo first hover. He's not brave enough to do that. Yeah, he's going to switch to the Mel. What a coward. Muffin Man is jealous of Easy Eddie. We all are. We all are. And he gets to play with Simon Amas. I wish I could do that. As far as first picks go, Mill is a pretty good one because it's a flex, obviously. It doesn't really have much in the way of counters, I would say. A Mumu, classic beer league jungler. Gonna lock it in right away. And then there you go. Another classic in the Jinx. Does this make noise on stream? Try it again. Yeah, it does. It's okay. I can mute you. Watch, ready? I could just do this. Sorry. So is your caps lock key broken, Eric? I've noticed you seem like you've been on the caps lock for a while on every stream I've seen you. I have to make sure you hear me. That is one way to do it. That is for sure. It's hard to miss people with typing all caps. And the Tits managed to get the last second lock in of the Poppy. Does have potential because you can deny the Amumu engage with that if you're in the front. Makes sense. Are you messaging me on Discord too? Is that what this is? Yep, that's muted too. Sorry, Eric. Muffin Man, more like nothing man, because he ain't nothing. That's tough. That is tough. The people have turned on me. You've been getting away for too long. They've had enough, Mr. Muffin Man. And I imagine we'll see. Well, it's going to be both mid laners here, so we're still looking for. Well, actually, Poppy could be multiple places, I suppose, for Team Tits. So we'll see. Are you on the Piss Boys, Muffin Man? Are you playing right now? You shouldn't be in here if you're playing. You're a sub? Okay, then that's allowed. As long as you're not actively playing in the game, you're fine. I do find it funny that you're not allowed to be in the stream because like all the info is like really far behind, right? Like what's even the point? The only time you're not like 3 minutes behind is during this part, and who cares? During this part, you can see everything anyway. But it's whatever. The rules are rules. Okay, yeah, leaving top for last. Smart. I always stream snipes during draft, so I know what I should pick. Doesn't your captain tell you what to pick? And it's going to be the Rel lock-in, so it will almost certainly be. Well, I guess it could still be Poppy Jungle. Whoever is casting tells us what to pick that week. That's an interesting choice. You just listen to whoever the caster predicts and then pick that. That is a strategy. And it's going to be Mordekaiser last pick, so it will be Poppy Jungle. I guess you could theoretically Mordekaiser Jungle, but I haven't seen that in a long time. So, presumably top lane. And last pick for Piss Boys. What do you got against the Mordekaiser? If you can play Kale, now would be a good time. I also wouldn't mind like a set here or something. And he just opts for the Scion. Okay, so he's going for the too tanky to kill approach. We'll see how that goes for him. Slammer, I sent you a message. Yeah, I know, I saw it. You said, what about this one? It doesn't make noise. OBS mutes Discord. Oh, you don't know either? I can read your private Discord messages? No, you can't. You can kind of read it a little bit, but it's all good. Yours locked. Good point, Muffin Man. Good point. Do I prefer tits or piss? Definitely gonna have to go with tits on this one. Piss is gross. If you're into piss, whatever, I won't judge you, but ugh, no thank you. As far as the actual team comps go, which one do I like more, actually? My cats are watching. Well, both of these are definitely beer league team comps. A lot of big team fighting, lots of AoE CC, lots of scaling. So, I have to feel like Mordekaiser has to be big valued in the Scion matchup, but I could also see it getting to a point where Sion's just too tanky for Mordekaiser to kill. It'll depend on if Mordekaiser can snowball the lane or not. I feel that the bot lane's probably really even as well, because you can block a lot of the MF damage with Braum, but I think Rel is a more angry, aggressive support, obviously. Victor versus Mel. I actually have no idea who wins that matchup. I would guess Victor, just because his ulti. Rel is not hotter than Braum. I said more aggressive, more angry. Yeah, I feel like Victor should beat Mel, I would think, because she doesn't really have a good way to deal with his W, and she doesn't really have a good way to deal with his ult. Now you can reflect the laser once if you time it well, but I feel like as a duelist, Victor's just better, so I feel like he should have the advantage in that lane. And then Amumu versus Poppy in the jungle. I mean, they're both just going to play around their teams. Neither one of them is really a 1v1 champ, so yeah, I'll be honest, I have to say I like the TITS draft more just because Piss had the last pick and they kind of like counterpicked themselves a little bit with last pick. And that's obviously ideally not what you want to do if you save last pick and then pick into a bad matchup. But I don't think it's that bad, and I think both comps are good. So, you know what? If I had to pick one right now, I'd give it to PSS because Amumu ult is OP. That I'll give them the advantage. I think the only thing they really have comparable on Team Tits is like a Rel Flash ult engage. I think that's a little bit harder to pull off than a Mumu engage. So I think I like them better. Slam me likes Piss confirmed. You got me. You caught me. All right. Now we just got to wait for spectator delay. And unfortunately, the music I would normally listen to is being copyright claimed by an actual company that doesn't own it. So we can't use it, or it'll get the VOD muted. Also, it still said, okay, there we go. It just took a while to wait for spectator delay. And as a reminder, for those of you who don't know, the lower league, Beer League Light, is playing Fearless as well. So all of these champions will not be available the next game. Salami Jack. Casting, that's the truth. There's going to be a lot of games tomorrow. How many games are there tomorrow? There are 1, 2, 3 games tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting to try to get those all casted if we can, but we'll see. I'll say I do like the Poppy pick for Easy Eddie a lot less than they did at the beginning because they really, the only thing he can realistically block is a Moo Q. They don't have any other abilities that she can block because Cyan ult's unstoppable. So what's it like having the lowest kills in the league? It's rough, dude. I don't even think I have any damage either. It's tough. I haven't gotten a single CS. Looking forward to finally playing tomorrow. It's a bummer we couldn't last week. Although, based on how our practice went after the fact, maybe it's good we didn't play last week. So, we're a little bit more prepared this time, I think. Just kill the Nexus. True. Good thinking. All right. Let's get in there. Just like Easy Eddie about to kill the Nexus. Yep. Should have given you someone with a longer name so it would be harder for you to type it every time. I didn't think about that. Is that anyone longer? Random Hero 86, maybe? Flavortown Mayor? That would have been it. If he didn't say his whole name, I would pretend like I didn't know who you were talking about. If you just said Flavortown, I'm like, ooh. All right, here we go. They were even kind enough to mostly line up. Nope, I have to pretend like I don't. Did top end bot or did top end support? I think they role swap this game. I think on Nick. Anixiu is normally their top laner. So I think they role swapped. Me and AZ Eddie would be an unstoppable duo. Probably, although you'd have to steal his role. Are you comfortable with that? He's probably not the better player of jungle. And Team Piss already up to no good. E name plus numbers equals auto win. You might be right. None of them in, well, yeah, I guess it's just easy in this game. So yeah, I guess it's an easy win.
Minions have spawned.
I remember you telling me once why your name was Eric29, but I don't remember what it was. You want to remind everyone in the chat why your name has 29 in it?
Surprise me.
29 bodies in my basement? That explains it. Looking for a level 1 cheese. I'm not sure if you actually want this, though. Wow, the super early Ignite coming out from Braum. And yeah, I don't think they wanted this smoke. Ooh. I think you just needed to turn on the Jinx there, although you might still win, to be honest. I think you're still in a good spot. Jinx has both her sons, so she should be fine. Oh my god, okay. And Rel gets a revenge, and that's going to be first blood down in the bot lane. Whew. Got some early action already. Ooh. Very early flash by Mordekaiser. Okay, I mean, you dodged the knockup, I'll give you that, but these bot lanes are better than mine. That's tough. Lots of early action here already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flashes blown before the 3-minute mark. Look at Easy Eddie. That's true. He's, oh, he started the enemy red buff, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Yeah, he got his full top side. And Amumu, I don't think he has any idea. Yeah, he doesn't. He's just going to walk right over, and he's going to be very sad. He's going to have to turn on his Tears ability. And he's going to find out that all of his jungle is gone, and that is a sad panda experience if you're the jungler. You just go up, your whole top side's gone, you had no clue. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we're going to see a solo kill by Simino Mas. Victor trading a little bit too hard into the Mel as it's getting executed by the Mel passive. And that's obviously going to be a huge early lead for Poppy then, because she be able. No, oh no. I mean, she's gonna come gank the Scion, but I don't think this gank. Well, actually, this gank probably works, especially if Scion tries to turn it. Okay, and first that's gonna be a kill over for Poppy, and that will be the Feudal Warfare over for Team Tits. I didn't like the gank, but I think Scion kind of took the bait, so there you go. And Amumu, if he's paying attention, should know that Poppy's camps are up. Should be able to at least get some of it back. And DT Willie's going to head right on over to Raptors. Tits are big. True. Yeah, 1.5K goal lead already for Team Tits. Ooh, and they realize that Amumu was here, and they're collapsing on him. He's going to have to flash out of here, I would think. No, he's just going to end up going down. And that is tough. They realized he was in their jungle, probably from this ward here, and they collapsed on him. So yeah, really rough early game here for Random Hero 86. Easy Eddie killing it so far here in the early game. I would think that Victor's laser comes out fast enough that it's really hard to reactively reflect it with Mel, unless he like does it from really far away, right? But then in that case, it probably won't even hit him on the way back. So if you like spawn the laser right on top of her, I think it's too hard to react to. So yeah, I stand by what I said. I think it's a Victor favorite matchup, even though he died early. Meanwhile, Cyan's gonna have to run here, but he will be able to escape. And Poppy's gonna go ahead and get caught out here. Ooh, she's gonna end up getting a turn kill over on the oh my god, on the Jinx. But she does eventually end up going down. Also, Dusty Queso is apparently playing League. I don't know why he tells me that, but okay. Ooh, nice attempt by Victor in the mid lane. Not quite able to get him. Both mid laners like to live dangerously here. I think that would have killed if it had hit. There, it would have been close. Ooh. Victor himself needs to be careful. She does have ulti. Oh, she doesn't have the mana, though, so she should be fine. Rel's going to come mid to help Simina get his reset here. Smart, good thing to do. If you're a support, you can roam to lanes and help them get easy resets off sometimes. You can do it, like, this is like a gank, but you don't even have to reach the enemy laner. You just give your laner a free back. So good roam by Papa Breg. Stitch, however, needs to be careful, but thankfully MF's one of the few ADCs that can probably get out of this situation, just because she's so fast naturally. Interesting to see that we're going for lethality first on MF, presumably for a collector. This is a pretty tanky team for PSS. This lethality build could come back to bite her later in the game, but we shall see how it goes. And so far, 08 PM's actually done really well. You know, other than dying to that one gank, he's actually been keeping up in farm in a rough matchup. So, and despite getting ganked early, so well done to him. I think it only gets worse from here, though, once Mordekaiser gets rivalized. Does Mordekaiser have approach velocity by chance? No, he doesn't. He does not have approach velocity this game. Okay. But he does not have the new tech. Meanwhile, TITS is going to go for Dragon here, but they're actually getting out-rotated right now, and these guys need to bail. Because they need to bail hard. I think Poppy's just trapped in the pit. Indeed she is. She's going to go down, and now PSS is going to move on the Dragon. They're going to try to move back into contest, but Empirical, yeah, Jinx needs to be careful here. No, just finish the Dragon. No, hey! Hey! No, go back! Hey! Stop chasing kills! Go get the Dragon! And Brahm's going to go down here. Ooh. And Mel reflects the Amumu Q, which is not where you want to be, but she ends up getting a kill regardless. And now the jungler is down, so this Dragon is kind of up for grabs here. And Victor trying to finish this off, but he doesn't actually have great DPS. And Jinx, again, with the not helping with the Dragon, but she does end up killing the MF at least while she's not helping. And Rel comes in, tries to yoink it, but not quite able to do it. So the Mel face tank engage ends up kind of working out. 4 kills for Simina Mas, although Piss does end up getting the Dragon. Meanwhile, they said, okay, we lost the Dragon. That's fine. We'll just go get Grubs instead. I don't know. Director Camera really wants to watch Mordekaiser farm these minions for some reason. Hold on, let me talk about this real quick. This is a Mordekaiser tip for you. So he uses the shield to tank the wave, which is good. But you want to make sure to press W before it ends so that you get the heal. Get some of your health back. If you don't need your W for a fight, you should be using it to get your health back during lane. Like there was no threat of an all-in, so just pop the W again. You know, get an extra 150 health back and keep going. -1 cannon, yep. -1 indeed. Gold lead has closed quite a bit, only about an 800 gold lead for TITS now. Like right out. Like, if you're not gonna fight him, if you're gonna all in him here, but yeah, pop the W. Yeah. As soon as the fight looks like it's gonna end, just pop the W again to get your heal. Ooh, and Flavortown's gonna go for the dive here. Can he get it? Ooh, very nice flash by 08 PM, and that's gonna make it a 1-for-1. So well played to him. Good job turning that bad situation into a ooh. It would have been better if he actually didn't do that though, because now the wave's gonna push back towards Mordekaiser. So I know it's tempting to just get a couple minions with your passive, but now the wave's gonna be in a bad spot for you once you get back to lane. So if you're Scion passive and there's minions, you never want to leave it so that it's pushing towards them, right? If you can get the whole wave with your passive, great, do it. But if you only get like 1 or 2, it's not worth it. Meanwhile, both junglers just kind of hanging out here in the bot lane. Ooh, Mel, ooh, there's gonna be a gank here on the Mel. Mel has to flash. And Amu is actually a good jungler to gank Mel, because if she reflects the Q, she just gets pulled to him, which is even worse than the other way around. So it's basically a free engage for him, even if she reflects it. So Easy Eddie CS, true, big CS lead for Easy Eddie. Sundered Sky first item with no boots on Poppy. That is definitely not the play, but hey, okay, he just got some boots. Never mind, he's fine. And then all in breaking out in the mid lane. Mel ulting early, doesn't quite have the damage to finish him off with the ulti, but gets her cooldowns up enough to finish him off. And yeah, that's just the early Blackfire Torch lead. I think Victor probably played it better, but he's just behind, so tough. Yeah, and Mordekaiser's got his Rylai's now, so poor Sion's just getting bullied. He's going to have to ulti out to escape. A bit of cheeky invade there by Easy Eddie, going to steal this red buff. And they're going to go looking for him, though, so he's going to decide to bail. I feel like he didn't have to bail quite that early. Honestly, he probably could have just fought them off, but I don't blame him for making the safe play. Ooh, no, hold on, a fight breaks out here in the bot lane. Let's go ahead and see the beginning of it. So obviously a big HP lead for the Piss bot lane, but did they get engaged on under tower? Rob's gonna ulti in, but now Rel's gonna land her CC combo, and MF doesn't have mana to ulti, so she can't follow up on the CC chain, and they're gonna both live because of that. That is tough. That's MF not realizing how little mana she had and used E when she should have used ulti. That's tough. That is tough. I think it was actually a good play for them if she gets her ulti off, but alas. Can my mid help me? This is why you build tier on MF? You could. I think he does have presence of mind on TF. I will sometimes go mana flow ban on TF, to be honest, or on TF, MF. Ooh, and Mordekaiser's going to go ahead and ulti. And he shouldn't have ulted when the Scion was on the other side of him so the Scion couldn't run towards his tower, but I think he'll still end up getting the kill regardless. And indeed he will. He just needs to not dot the Scion pass on the way out. He should be fine. Get a jockeying here in the river. Ooh. Nice juke there. Moo. Ooh, tries to Q in, but ends up getting stopped by the Poppy. Nice Poppy ulti, though. And now the MFL's coming in doing a lot of damage, but okay, we're going to have to watch that again in just a second because I got very confused. In the end, it looks like TITS is going to end up winning this team fight. Okay, so what exactly happens here? So they're poking around, and Amumu tries to Q in, but gets blocked by the Poppy thing. But he's close enough that he just ults anyway. And then the Jinx Victor AoE comes in, and MF gets a pretty good ulti off, and Mel's able to then turn because they go too deep and ends up taking out both of the the carries for Team Piss, and then yeah, it's just turning around. So Easy Yeti with the bait. Good job, Easy Yeti. It was a great start to the fight for Piss, but they took way too much damage from the MF ult, and they went way too hard on the Mel and just got absolutely blasted. So yeah, when the Mel's this big, you can't just like YOLO dive onto her. She does too much damage. So big team fight win for TITS, and now they're up about 2K here. Goat Scion build? Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that one. I don't mind a Sunfire item on Scion, honestly, but about a year against a Mordekaiser, build the MR one. Honestly, I think some people forget that there is an MR Sunfire item because it hasn't been in the game nearly as long as the OG Sunfire, and I think people just forget that it exists. But PSS gonna go ahead and move it on the dragon here. Mel's gonna reset. She has no TP, so this should be an easy dragon here for PSS. Indeed, it will. So they are a bit behind here, but they do have 2 dragons already, so that is something. And I haven't really been paying attention to feats of strength here. I guess I know that TITS has the 3-kill one, so they can get first tower here somewhere. Probably top lane. They should be able to get it. I would like to see a Mordekaiser and his jungler try to force down this tower and secure feats of strength. Easy Yeti get a Sunfire for me. I doubt it, but we'll see. Random Hero 86 might get a Sunfire, though. Mumus do like to build Sunfire after Leandries for some reason. Muumu's going to go ahead and land a great gank ulti on both of them, and now the damage is coming in. Rel's doing her combo to try to buy time, but it's just not going to happen. They're both going to go down. And now it's going to be first tower for Piss instead. Okay, so it's going to come down to whoever gets 3 objectives first. Right now, they're at 2 apiece. So whoever gets probably Otacon or Dragon, they spawn at about the same time. Might have to change my fanboy target. Oh, yeah? To random Hero 86. Or if Easy Yeti doesn't get a Sunfire cape. You definitely shouldn't, but, you know. I've seen weirder things. Yeah. And Scion doing smart, realizing that he wants to hold the wave outside of tower so he can't just get dove, although diving a Scion. Damn, that Amumu a boomer, 1986. Yeah, right? Jesus. Dude's almost 40. Ooh, I got a gank coming here from behind. They should be top line, however. Ooh, nice double stun by Rel. Ooh, and now MF's going with the flank, and this is a phenomenal flank by MF. Unfortunately, the Brommel to eats a lot of the damage, but it's still enough to kind of turn the fight in their favor. And now, ooh, getting to the double snare on the Mel, and it is absolutely not what you want. Scion is coming in, but not able to win the knock on anybody, and now he's going to go down as well. Slamrai is 38 years old. I am not, good sir. I'm not quite that old yet. Check with me in a few years, I'll be that old, but not 38. And yeah, Easy Yeti with the engage. About almost a 3K goal here for TITS now. Boomerang Jack, yeah. Hey, you know what? I won a beer league championship. I finally made Masters. I'm not washed yet. I'm the best at the league I've ever been at 34, which is wild, but you know, whatever. How much damage has Sunfire done? 563 damage. Get the casket. True. Now mid lane all in down here in the bot lane. Nice reflect by Mel, and that damage didn't hit the Victor, but it did block the damage, and that was enough to buy time for Mel. But she's gonna execute him, but then the Victor ult's gonna execute her, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Braum gets a little bit caught out here, and meanwhile, Mordekaiser's on the top lane. He's gonna do Mordekaiser things up here. He's going to kill Jinx easily, and now he should be able to turn this fight as well, even without numbered. I feel like he should win here. Oh, they're not outnumbered. He outnumbers them. Okay, what am I saying? Obviously, they'll win that. Great play by Mordekaiser. That's one way to engage as Mordekaiser. You just hold somebody and get them to pile onto you after you win, and just win. So... Victor needs to be careful here. I'll have to blow his flash to escape. That's a good call. And TITS could maybe look to do the, TITS could look to do the Otacon here, but it's probably wise not to do it here. Otacon tends to take a while to do, so you don't want to start it if the enemy's right there. You could just let Mordekaiser split push in the top lane. Sion's going in, but there's no one to follow up here, so I don't really know what he's doing, although he's going to rack up nice damage with the Sunfire Cape. So the Sunfire Cape stands in the chat will enjoy that. And meanwhile, Seema Nomos kind of gets caught out in the alcove and gets taken down by Victor, but now Poppy's here! Does he finish off anybody? No! She's going to go down! It's a 2 for 0 so far for Team PSS, and so far the Sion engage, air quotes, is looking great, and by that I mean he just kind of walked into them and baited them into fighting him. Ooh, and Jinx gets a little too close and ends up dying to the Dubstep Ignite. Meanwhile, Mordekaiser in the top side of the map, just kind of pushing down the lane, but now... Oh, Human Maid needs to be careful. If that hits you again, you're gonna die. Back off. Back off, Human Maid. Good. Thank you. And yeah, they... You know, TITS took a fight knowing their top laner was top and couldn't TP bot. So, you know, that's just a macro mistake by them. They got baited by the Sion being silly. And they end up dying and giving up Otacon for it. I'm not even sure they'll get the inhib here. I mean, yeah, they could probably... I mean, Victor would probably get... Mordekaiser could probably get this if he's willing to die for it. Yep, he will. Ooh, can he kill? Can he kill Victor before he goes down? He doesn't have W. No, his W just a little too long, not able to pop it. Are both teams having fun? Maybe, you'd have to ask them. Meanwhile, TITS uses the distraction of the Mordekaiser to go grab third dragon here, which is a big deal. It delays that dragon win condition for TITS by at least another 5 minutes. We are professional 4-5 hammers in this league. I'm not. I'm 100% serious all the time. I had to crack the whip on Eric the entire season. He kept trying to pick for fun, and I said, nope. If you're MF, you really need to get Armor Pen here. This is a very tanky team, and you need to be able to kill those tanks. So, I'm hoping that this is a last whisper item here for her. Honestly, same with Jinx on the other side as well, though she's a bit behind. She doesn't even have Infinity Edge yet. Mordekaiser opting for the Thornmail third item. I don't know why he bought this. I'm going to be real with you. I have no idea why he bought this. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, you know, it's a lot of armor, but whose healing are you worried about on this team? You know? Like, if you want an armor item, get Deadman's. Get Randuin's. Don't get Thornmail. I don't... I have no idea why he bought this. He is a big boy, but yeah, that isn't gonna... I guess if he's getting... I mean, yeah, not... I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Baron is set to spawn here pretty soon. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Who got Feats of Strength? I guess Piss Boys did. Or, yeah, the Piss Boys did. I guess when they got the, yeah, when they got the Otacon, they got third objective. So there you go. And ooh, Human Bane manages to force out the Mel Flash, but now he's gonna get caught out by the rest of the team. Actually does a lot of damage to MF before he goes down, and she decides to pop Flash. Or to escape to avoid the counter engage, and Mordekaiser is still pushing top for some reason. Buddy, the inhib's dead. Go push somewhere else. Go push bot lane. There's still 3 towers here. There's no point being up. You're not going to end the game by split pushing, so there's no point to be pushing up here anymore. Go bot. Yeah, the whole reason that you get inhibs is so you don't have to push that lane anymore. That's the whole reason that you get them. So go somewhere else. Ooh, and Morel's gonna get caught out a little bit here. Tries to jump over the wall and falls a little too thick. Ends up having a flash over the wall, and now she's gonna get caught by the Scion. And that's gonna be a pick for the Piss Boys. So good catch on the rail there. I already talked about the Mordekaiser items a little bit, but I'd really like to see Rylai's, or not Rylai's, Leandri's next to help burn through all these tanky front line. But we shall see what he builds. They are, however, going to do the Baron here without their AD carry, so this is going to take a while. But Piss Boys do not have vision on it. Now they do. They're going to see it. And they don't have their jungler around, though. I think you just have to try to engage here and kill them before they take the Baron, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Mordekaiser gets, or Victor gets hold of the Mordekaiser, but he has Zanya, so he's going to be able to buy time inside the Death Realm. And that's going to be 1 kill down, and Rel's going to get 1 execute. Now they're going to try to turn on the Dragon here, but they're super duper low. And Amumu's going to get here, and Nixius trying to keep the Baron aggro long enough for Amumu to show up, and there he's going to show with the smite. And there you go. Questionable Baron call by the Piss or by Team Tits, and now Piss Boys is able to capitalize. Very good job by Team Piss. As soon as they saw this, they immediately went in. They didn't hesitate at all. So if they had waited a second or two, they probably wouldn't have been able to stop them from Baroning. But because they went immediately, they managed to turn the play. So good job to them. And that will turn the goal lead for them as well, up by 1k gold now. Plus a third, should be third dragon here for them. Jinx going for what I assume rapid fire cannon next. No, bad. Get your armor pen. Tank, tank, tank. Get your armor pen. Do it. Oh, what was that? That one guy. I don't even remember who exactly his name was. The guy was complaining so much about how I was talking about items. Who was it? Oh, Brain Crane, that's who it was. He's going to be real mad if he's watching this cast. I've been harping on items a lot this time. Well, Piss going to go ahead and grab the dragon here. I think you just have to give this. If your Tits, no, if you get aced here or die a lot here, you're going to bleed out a lot, but they're spending a lot of their Baron time getting the dragon, which is fine. I think you're okay with that if you're Team Piss. The Baron's already halfway gone. They haven't even really pressured a tower with it yet. And you really need our magic pen on this Mel as well. She's going to get engaged on here. And no W. She's going to get going down. Interesting Zanya's by Victor. I guess it was a good Zanya that kept him from getting snared in the tower. And now Rel's going to go in, but there's just not a lot of follow-up here. And now MF is here, but she can't afford the ulti. She doesn't have it anyway. That's going to be a triple kill for the Victor. And yeah, that's exactly what you can't have happen. You never defend towers alone past the laning phase. You don't do it. That's exactly what happens. Unless you're like Ziggs, you could defend it from like way back here. You don't do it. Just back off. Because they can dive you so easily. Yeah, huge lead for Piss Boys now, up 3.5k and on Soul Point. So they're in a really great spot to close this game out. Sunfire check, 1,069 damage for the Scion. So where's my chatters at? Eric! Gotta rave about this 1,000 Sunfire damage. And look! Amumu's building a Sunfire too! We're gonna go for the 30-minute Sunfire Cape build for the Amumu here. Now, I bet you're asking yourself, Slayer Jack, Mr. Caster, what would you get on Amumu instead of Sunfire Cape? And the answer is 2 things. You could get Deadman, so you can get engages easier because you move fast. Or you could get Rando in so that you slow them and take less damage from crits. Either of those would be much superior to the Sunfire kit that he's building. There you go. Sion's going to go ahead and engage here on the rail, and I think any engage we can find is a good one for Piss Boys with this lead. Decent ulti by MF, but not quite able to stand her ground, has to cancel it early. And Mordekaiser's not here, he's going to get in on the back. He's going to ult Victor, but Victor should be fine. Victor's fast, he's got Zhonya's if he needs it, he should be A-okay against Death Realm against Mordekaiser in his Death Realm, and indeed he is. And now Amumu's here and should be able to peel him off. Blows the ulti for him, didn't even have to use it for the engage. That's tough. And yeah, that's probably going to be game one here for Team Piss. Assuming they can close it out here. I mean, they got decent wave clear with the Mel, but we'll see if they can finish the game here. And they're going to try. You got to be a little bit careful. They got two people coming up here pretty soon. Yep, they're going to go for it. Ooh, Sion's going to engage on the Mel. It's probably a good call. She's their main wave clear, so taking a lot of towers, but I don't think it matters. They just don't have the damage to follow up on it. They're going to get the Thousand Girl shutdown on the Victor here, but actually they might be able to defend now. Yeah, I think they just need to hit the tower and it's game over, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way they kill these tanks in time, so they just need to hit the Nexus and they should be fine. Actually, Rel's going to go and flash on the Jinx, and she's going to get her thanks to the help of the Ignite. And now they're trying to peel back, and PSS has to leave the base, so they're actually not going to end yet. Okay. We're going to keep going. Sion, ooh, manages to pick off MF there. Okay, so the game shall continue. Fast forward just a little bit. Potential Mountain Soul here for Team Piss in 30 seconds. They should all be up in time for it. Imagine they should be able to get that without any problem. Ooh, and they're going to go ahead and find Mordekaiser down here in the bot lane, but I think you're actually fine with this if you're Mordekaiser, as long as your team backs you up once you come out of the Death Realm. And they do, but just not enough, and Amumu will be able to get on the back line. Alright, so let me wind up here so we don't fast forward through the team fight. And unfortunately, since Mordekaiser doesn't have Leandra, he doesn't actually kill these tanky people that fast. And yeah, oh, and Mel's also not here. So yeah, and not very nice MF ulti, but now yeah, Mumu gets in. Yeah, if Mel had been here, this might have looked different, but in the end, it ends up being a 4-for-1 in favor of Piss, and they should be able to go ahead and get this Dragon Soul here. Mumu actually might find Mel, and indeed he will. And Mel might be able to. Nope, she will not. All right. And is this game one? This should be game one here for real this time, right? No way they could possibly hold here. Yes. Actually, that Iniv's about to respawn. Okay. So that will indeed be game one for Piss. Well played to them. They were behind most of the game, but they made some big plays, capitalized on some mistakes, and managed to come back. So well played to them, and tough loss. If you're Team Tits, you were up big early. You had a huge top laner, but I think just the macro mistakes came back to haunt them, and some itemization mistakes too, I would say. So yeah, fun game one to watch, and looking forward here to game two. All right, let me switch my draft thingy so it looks correct here. Okay. And they might have started, they might have done it already. Nope. They did not start it yet. Let's see, did they put it in the link? Watch party. They didn't even put it in the watch party yet, so okay. Oh. I wasn't paying attention. All right. And All right. And got game 2 ready to go. And teams are switching sides here, as usual. They love doing that to me, so I have to move stuff. All right. PSS with their game 1 victory. Yes, I know the numbers are slightly out of place, but deal with it. All right, here we go. The draft for game 2. You can see the fearless bands from game 1 down on the bottom, in case you somehow forgot already. Yeah, I think the box needs to be moved down just a little bit, but I don't have the technical know-how or the give a fuck to do it. So it shall stay as it is. I know that Seaman Amos is a much more fancy overlay that I should probably have him give me at some point, but I'm lazy and unmotivated, so you know. PSS neglects to ban something here for number 1. We don't know what the ban is. Okay. They just didn't ban anything. I don't think the PSS captain realized that. Oh, okay. Let's see. Is it glitching again? Okay, so the first ban was supposed to be a collie. Got it. I imagine we'll run back pretty much the same bans. The last game. Indeed, I believe those were the exact same bans as the last game. So here we go. And it's going to be the Nocturne first pick for Team Piss. Nocturne, very strong beer league champion. And Udyr to match it. Okay. Could be top or jungle, but presumably jungle. Ash, interesting choice against a Nocturne. I'd be kind of spooked to picking a mobile lady carry against a Nocturne, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just having fun. True. Stitch 810, well said. Now, Mr. Stitch 810, you're not actually supposed to be in here during a draft. So I'm just letting you know. Nothing will really happen, but not technically supposed to be in the stream during draft. So now you know. That is presumably a Tristana Maokai bot lane. Hey, don't look at me. I don't really care. I just don't want the admins coming down on anybody. We don't want that. Millia lock in for Team Tits. I like that pick a lot, actually. It's really good against the Maokai, obviously. 2 different hard CCs you can cleanse. Plus, it pairs well with the Ash. Still no mid laner for either team, so I imagine to see a lot of mid bans here. Seraphine ban for Team Tits, interesting. Maybe they don't think the Maokai support, or maybe they're just afraid of Seraphine mid. I guess it could be either, but maybe they think the Maokai's top lane. You can play Maokai top if you get a decent matchup. It's fine. I enjoy it myself from time to time. And then the Malphite ban for PSS. Interesting. I guess if it makes sense to kind of ban. Makes sense to kind of ban Malphite if you're blue side because you don't want to give them the last pick of Malphite if you can help it. I guess that makes sense. And it's going to be the Galio lock-in blind pick for Team Tits. Thinking, Simon Moss is going to pick an AP champ. Just pick Galio. The logic is sound. Very good anti or very good counter engage against Maokai and Nocturne as well. So I like the pick a lot. It's going to be Zach. Interesting. Okay. Zach insta lock in for PSS. That is an interesting choice. Okay, so maybe it's a top lane Zach? Presumably a top lane Zach. I don't know where else it would go. I guess it could be support. But I guess both Zach and Maokai could interchange with each other. And then Orianna last pick for PSS. Okay, so going for the Orianna kind of Orianna Nocturne Wamo combo. Could also go with Zach and Maokai as well. So lots of good ball targets for the Orianna to get on the back line. Nocturne's definitely the best one if you can get the timing right, but I remember suffering from that a lot in the playoffs last season. And they got me like 3 or 4 times, just completely off the screen. Ori Nocturne ball combo. And then last pick, Trundle for Team Tits, going to be against presumably. I really have no idea. I'm not sure which I would prefer. I think I'd probably prefer Maokai bot lane. I think Zach is probably a little too easy for Milio to deal with if he's paying attention. Because you could just kickball him away, but we'll see what they opt to do. Not gonna lie, this PSS team was kind of stacked for a lower level beer league. They got 3 platinum players on their team compared to only 1 for Team Tits. No wonder Team Tits lost game 1, although they were winning until they weren't. So I think honestly like anything from like, this is gonna sound mean to say, but anything from like silver to plat, I think it can kind of hang. Like, yeah, you'll expect the plat players to beat the silver players more often than not, but I think that there's still enough flaws and weaknesses in their game that it shouldn't be a stomp, I guess, is a good way of putting it. I think a silver player can hold their own against a plat player if they're in a decent matchup. But that's just my opinion. As for which team comp I like more, I do think PSS could have a bit of a damage problem, like a DPS problem, if the game goes far enough, or if Tristana struggles. They're a very tanky, high CC team, obviously, but in terms of DPS, it's not great. Trundle obviously will bring a lot of his own DPS, as will Udyr. So I definitely think that if the fights go on longer, I like Team Tits Team Fight more. But PSS has such good engagement potential, it might not matter. I will say, however, that other than maybe, presumably this is not an AD Udyr. So other than maybe Trundle when he ults, they don't have a lot of great tank killing on Team Tits either. So, I think if either of the AD carries struggles this game, I think they could have a really hard time killing the enemy front line. So I would like to see some focus on bot lane to try to get your ADC ahead and get theirs behind, but we'll see what happens in the game. That is the danger with what these pro style team comps is that you're really relying on your ADC to be properly kitted out for team fights when the time comes. They got to farm well, they got to not feed too much, stuff like that. And in pro play, they can do that because pro players are crazy and they'll get 10 CS per minute and all that good stuff. But here in beer league, especially the lower level beer league, it's nowhere near guaranteed that your ADC will have the items they need once the team fighting phase really starts. So, all right, we'll get started here in just a few minutes. Rated mature? Absolutely. Do you not see the names of these teams? This is definitely a mature stream. Mature audiences only. What's wrong with the names? What's wrong with names? What's wrong with the names Team Tits and Team Piss? I can think of a few things. Now the question is, which is worse? Feel free to argue about it in the chat. Something wrong with tits? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But people tend to lose their marbles when it comes to that kind of thing. And kids. So, mature stream. Samurai likes these teenagers a little too much. No, hell no, I hate them. They're both awful. I'm mad that I have to cast Piss Boy games again. They're probably gonna make me play their stupid song again too, if they end up winning another championship. All right, let's get into it. All right, and here we go for game 2. Now, will Team TITS manage to come back after their tough loss from game 1? Or will PSS put them out of misery and let us go to bed early? We shall see. And it is indeed going to be the Zac top and the Maokai support this game. Looks like they're keeping the players on the rolls from last game. So Zac versus Trundle top should be interesting. Blue Metal subscribed with Prime. Hell yeah. Thank you for the $3, good sir. The $3 courtesy of Amazon. Both teams opted to just 5-point chill level 1 here, which I prefer, personally. I hate level 1 plays. There's just so much chaos involved, and I think there's just a lot more room for them to go wrong than there is for them to go right, you know? I think the defending team has the advantage, so... Now, if I was Human Bane here, instead of poking there and throwing poking, I would have preferred he just kept his just threw his ward down here and just not done that. And meanwhile, Easy Eddie actually uses his empowered ulti, so now his first clear is going to be a decent bit slower now because he doesn't have the empowered storm right away for his level 1 camp. That might actually be a problem for him. Okay, yeah, he's going to get fairly low. Probably close him down by a few seconds, but is able to do his camp. Nice ward here by the Galio's. Gonna see Nocturne clearing his camp. This is good. You always want to try to ward Raptors if you can, because it gives you an idea of where their jungler is pathing for their first clear. So a lot of junglers like to start Raptors. Some of them like to do it third. You know, it just gives you an idea. It's the most important camp to have vision on early on. Ooh, and a bit of an early all-in breakout here in the bot lane. Milio has to blow Flash, but now Ashe getting a lot of damage back in return, and they need to be careful. That fully stacked lethal tempo Ashe is a force to be reckoned with, especially with that approach velocity. You can't really get away. Assuming he has approach velocity. Yes, he does. Good. Very nice pillar there by Trundle. Is pretty dominating the lane so far, which is expected. Trundle's early game very, very strong. Now Udyr here in the bot lane, but he is seen by a blue ward, so they should be A-okay. Okay, guys, if you die this gank, I'm going to have to flame you because you saw it coming. They didn't die to the gank, but they do have to blow Flash. Both junglers are mid lane. Udyr gonna look for another gank. Easy Eddie try to sneak around, but the minions are gonna see him. So, ooh, nice CC combo by Galio, and that should be a dead Orianna here, and indeed it is. So first blood over for the Galio and the Udyr combo. But yeah, once they touch you, it's over. You're just dead. So And Oriana is already TP back to lane, so she's not even going to be able to catch this wave. That is a lot of EXP she's going to miss. That is tough. Great gank timing by the Udyr. Yeah, step on those blobs, Mr. Trundle. Meanwhile, gank's coming down here in the top lane, but I feel like he should probably be fine. Well, actually, it's actually a pretty good fear. I don't think they're gonna. Ooh. Oh no, he accidentally pillars himself and has to flash over. Doesn't have quite a full hang of the Trundle pillar mechanic just yet, and now Udyr is here ready for the counter gank, but again, I don't think much will really come of it. And there you go. They end up blowing Trundle's flash, so I guess it was a decent gang after all. And Maokai looking for an engage angle, but opts not to take it. I think he could have gotten on the Ashe there, but he just decides not to. A nice CS lead here for Nocturne. I think he's just going to go ahead and farm straight to his or his level 6 and his, what is the ult item? What is it called? Hex Tech something? I don't know. Oh, Experimental Hex Plate, that's what it's called. Meanwhile, Udyr is going to be seen here in the jungle. And they're going to engage on him. They're going to land a CC combo. Now Galio's coming in to help. That should be enough to help Udyr escape, but will Galio escape? Udyr and Trundle are here, but Galio in a pretty tough spot. I think they're just going to have to leave him for dead, and that is exactly what's going to happen. And then we need a return kill on the Galio. Galio being a good teammate, helping out his jungler, but he ends up paying for it. Luckily for him, the wave's not in too bad of a spot. So he shouldn't miss too much farm, too much CS or EXP here. So it sucks to die, but as far as deaths go, it's not too bad of a death. Gold lead dead even here at 7 minutes. Maybe about 200 gold lead here for PSS, but can't even buy a glow emote with 200 gold. Both bot lanes still have not backed yet. They've been happy to basically just trade farm after that first early all-in play. Zach's gonna go in. I don't know if you want to do that. You just use your abilities and now Trundle's gonna fight you and you're on the wrong side of the tower. Trundle actually, he's actually kind of fighting him off. Zach dueling underrated. Oh, and Trundle has ulti. Now he's gonna pop it. Is that going to give him enough sustain to actually beat the Zac? Indeed it will. That should be a solo here in the top lane for Trundle, but can he finish him off before the blobs revive him? Yes, he can. So, decent looking fight for Zac, but underestimated the Trundle. And ooh, Ashe backs while Milio doesn't get his back off. Now he's going to get engaged on. He has to pop his ulti to escape here, but at least he has his ulti, so he won't die. Ooh. Ashe ult coming in, not quite able to land on anybody. Udyr doing all the chaos, gonna go ahead and sneak in over the wall to grab these void grubs. Udyr obviously does them very, very fast with the Faded Ashes, so easy 3 grubs for Udyr. Not quite in tower range. Yeah, huge CS lead early on for Flavortown Mayor on the Trundle, which is expected, but still. Ooh. -1. Sorry, Oriana. We got still some more camps. Nocturne trying to solo Dragon down here. Nocturne is decent at soloing Dragon, but he's going to call his team over here just in case. He does finally have ulti as well, so he can start making plays. No, they're getting pincered here. Tristana's a little bit caught out. I think they need to pick a direction and turn. They should probably pick bot lane because that's where Tristana is. But no, they're going to turn on towards the mid lane to have Tristana run away. And in the end, that was actually probably a good decision. They managed to pull off. I think they pulled off the combo here, right? Let's see it. Yep, they got the ball on them. Okay. And they ult. They do indeed pull off the Orianna Nocturne ult combo. So good job. They know how to do it. That's a good sign for them. Well played, realizing they were getting pincered, but if you're getting pincered, you can just turn and fight in one direction, right? And that's exactly what they did. So PSS actually ends up losing the fight, even though they had a numbers advantage, in theory. Or no, TITS ends up losing the fight. Oh my god, I'm gonna look which team was which. But PSS is blue team. Got it. Galio trying to back to get his MR Sunpower Cape item here, but Orianna not letting him do it for free. Which is the right call. If you can tell your opponent really wants to back for a power spike, you don't let him leave the lane. You can help it. And the Feat of Warfare obviously went over to Team TITS because they got 3 kills first. Ooh, and they need it. Tristana's pretty exposed here. She needs to be careful. And Ashe coming back with a BF sword and Berserker Greaves, so much faster at the moment. So they got to look for this all in here. And Tristana says, all right, we're just going to turn. Tristana doing a lot of damage, but able to take down the Maokai first. And now Tristana, can she finish off the Ashe as well? No. Tristana accidentally autos a minion, but in the end, it is not enough. That Tristana damage, even down in items, able to get a double kill. Whew! Now Udyr is here, but Tristana... Oh, nice flash by Easy Eddie. Not even giving Trist a chance to jump. And nice going in by Galio. No chance for Orianna to do literally anything. Sheesh! That's Galio for you. One shots you with a rushing a tank at him. That's going to be a big goal in here for Team TITS. Up 2K already. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I was really surprised that the PSS bot lane ended up winning that fight with how it started. But I guess that Trist damage is not a joke. I think she might have gotten a double full bomb. It might have exploded and hit both of them. So, it's a lot of extra damage. And given that Milio has heal, he presumably did not have it during that all-in either, so I probably would have made the difference if he had it, but he did not. Team TITS up to another strong start, just like last game. We'll see if they can finish it out this time. Chrono's going to go ahead and go for first tower, which I agree with this call. Get the tower. Perfect, and that will secure a piece of strength for Team TITS. I don't like the Berserker Greaves. I think you're definitely going to want Merc Treads for all the CC at some point, but the attack speed is nice. I'll give him that. Yes, if you're playing a split push all day, I think the attack speed boots are fine, so we'll see if that's what he does. Ooh, nice job by Milio to block the Maokai ulti so the Ashe doesn't get hit. And then has to pop the ulti to ooh! Nice burst combo by Tristana to finish off the Milio. Okay. Galio's here, but not able to ult in for that fight quite in time. Now Easy Eddie gonna go for the Orianna, but the ball ends up just kind of pulling him closer. Can he does he have the damage and the stun to get the kill? Ooh, gets just close enough for Galio to ult in, but no, Galio doesn't have enough damage to finish him off. Tough. Well, meanwhile, here in the bot lane, Ashe is about to become a victim, I think. And that is indeed what's going to happen. Yep. Maokai, go ahead and take the tower aggro. There, yep, tough. And, you know, it ends up being a 1-for-1, so you don't hate that. if you're Ashe. That was probably the best case scenario in that situation, so there you go. And Trundle causing a bit of chaos over here in the enemy jungle, which is what you should be doing if you're up that top laner. And you're ahead like this, you want to just make the enemy jungler's life really miserable. Steal his camps. Go fuck with him when he's trying to farm. Put down deep wards. Use your priority to gain advantages for your team. Because yeah, you could just keep killing your laner sometimes, but sometimes you can't, right? You gotta find other ways to push your lead. And that's a good way to do it. Ooh, nice job by Zach to kill the wave so that Trundle has to back off the tower. That's what you want to do if you're against a split pusher like that, is you kill the wave so they can't afford to just tank the tower, usually. Meanwhile, PSS going to use their prio from their top lane to go take Rift Hero, but TITS says, okay, we'll just take Dragon in return. I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile trade. I'd rather have second Dragon than Rift Herald, to be honest. But, yeah, I don't know. Interesting macro decision here. I guess you can use the Rift Herald to kind of break the base, but we'll see if they actually manage to do that. Look. And there we go. Galio's going to go ahead and 100-0 this Tristana in the side lane. No, just kidding. He runs out of damage, and Tristana says, okay, thank you for the kill. Nice shutdown. Thank you very much. And that is the downside of going a tank item on Galio, is that once your burst is out, you don't really have much in the way of damage. Tristana realizes she can win, turns it around, and gets the solo kill, and is going to get the tower as well. Well played to her, although she might be... I think she's about to suffer a Udyr-related death because unless she flashes early... Ooh! Udyr flashes a little too early, not able to get the stun off in time, so... Tristana will escape. I think if you're Udyr, you want to play it a little slower so that... Get a little bit closer so that when you flash, you instantly stun her, because you gave her a second... You gave her enough time to react to flash away. So... Something to think about. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the Rift out here in the bot lane. Interesting. It's going to go in. Trundle's going to drive the Rift Herald into the tower here, but Nocturne is in the area, but he is busy. Oh, he doesn't have ulti, so now two TPs are coming in. TPs are coming in from both teams. Galio's coming in, Oriana's coming in. Oriana, you do not want to be that close to the enemy team. Now Nocturne may not have ult, but he is here. Ooh, Galio comes in, forces PSS to back off. Even though they have the numbers advantage, they have to back off, respect the Galio ulti. So yeah, good job by Team TITS managing to outplay that fight, even though they were outnumbered, with good use of the Galio ulti. The Nash ulti's going to come in, not quite going to land, unfortunately. And they should be able to parlay this into mid tower here. I don't know why Ashe is so far back right now. Get this tower, Ashe. Ashe, get the tower. You're 2v1. You got Galio coming. I don't know why Ashe is so afraid of right now, but definitely could have just gotten that tower. Maybe she's afraid of Nocturne ulti, but I think even if that happens, you should still be fine. You got Milio here with you. I digress. They managed to hold, or TITS manages to hold the tower here. About a 1.5k gold lead for TITS now. Where is this gold lead on the two? Yeah, it's all in the top lane. 3k gold lead for Trundle. 1k for the jungler, but actually behind in the other two roles. So just a little bit in mid, but quite a bit in AD carry. So, you know, a 2k gold lead on the AD carry might be worth than 3k gold lead in top, depending on the champions involved. So, red squad and blue squad, yeah. Tristana should has money for her Infinity Edge once she backs here. That's obviously a huge power spike for any AD carry. Looking for a gank here on the Trundle. Interesting. And holding their ulti just in case. And yeah, this Trundle is very fed, but he's also very squishy. So if he gets ganked like that, he's just going to go down. That's going to be a shutdown over Tristana, which is absolutely not what you want. Meanwhile, we're going to have with a Millie ulti come in, but Millie managed to body block the Maokai ulti, so not able to follow up on the Ashe. And now Easy Eddie is here, and he's going to give him the business. And that's going to be him going down, and Tristana's going to try to run away. And in the end, ends up being a 1-for-1 here in the mid lane. Anyone else hear Otacon just say dragon? That's interesting. Okay. Meanwhile, feats of strength, I guess. Yeah, Team TITS got it this time because they got the first tower with Trundle, obviously, and then 3 kills. So there you go. I wish there was an indicator for it on the screen in Spectator Client, but alas, I just have to figure it out on my own. Oh, okay, interesting. I wasn't 100% sure how Otacon works, so if you can read this, Otacon's spawn location will change based on where action occurs. This location is locked at 14 minutes. Okay, so it's wherever it's before 14 minutes. That's where it spawns. So if there's a lot of action between 14 and 20 minutes, it doesn't matter at all. Got it. I also think it's slightly weighted towards top lane because there's less champions on top, so you have to really outdo them in bot lane for it to spawn in bot lane, which is where it usually spawns, but sometimes it spawns top. Meanwhile, both teams kind of down here. Both top laners do have TP, or they're about to. Trundle has to be careful if he tries to TP first, because obviously Zach can interrupt that really easily, although I guess so can Trundle the other way. And PSS is going to go for the engage. Hold on, did they not land it? Hold on. Are they going to go for the play here? They're going to go for the Orion and Nocturne combo. And they're going to pull the trigger. Oh no, and the ball goes, did the ball, hold on, where did the ball go? I'm so confused. Okay, so he puts it on Nocturne and then Q's forward. Oh, and then it just wasn't on him at all, so no Oriana ult to follow up. Yep, that's tough. And you are right, the terrain does change in 14 minutes, so good point. And yeah, Oriana and Nocturne are on the same page, ends up not getting the combo off. I think Oriana ends up ulting nothing. But the fight still goes decently for them anyway, which is fascinating. Even just, well, yeah, I mean, it ends up being basically an even fight, I guess. But yeah, kind of flubbed the combo there. I think she put the ball on Nocturne and then took it off of Nocturne. I don't think Nocturne realized it wasn't on him anymore, and he just went. And she tried to get it back on him quickly, but wasn't able to, so she ended up ulting nothing. So, unfortunate there for Team Piss. Now both objectives here. Hit's gonna go ahead and start this. Both junglers, or both top laners still have TP here. I would like to see them TP sooner rather than later, given that there's 2 objectives here at the moment. But I guess you don't want to leave Trundle alone in the top lane either. It's going to be a free dragon over for Team TITS, so avoiding taking the 3rd dragon from PSS for the 2nd game in a row. And I think if you're Trundle, you just have to get in there and smack this tower, even if Zach is there. You know, you're never gonna get a clean wave to hit the tower. You just gotta go in there, smack it for a bit, and then run away and heal up. You know, you're never gonna just get the. It's so hard to kill a Zach, right? So I don't think you're ever gonna be able to just kill him and then push the tower uncontested. Meanwhile, fight's breaking out here in the top lane. Trundle is a bit caught out on the side here. Woo! Fantastic flash by Trundle to be able to escape. He ends up getting caught by the Maokai again. And now Zach's going in. Unfortunately, misses the knockup, but now the fight's breaking out in earnest. Both teams coming in. Oriana very late to this team fight, but that could be good if she can get a good ulti, and she ends up getting the ulti on the Milio. And now Tristan's going to jump over on the side and assassinate the Ashe. And now going to turn in DPS to Galio as well. Galio's doing his best to try to get some kills before he goes down, but not able to grab anybody. And Easy Eddie is here, kind of just got kited out the entire team fight. Not being able to jump walls on Udi are kind of rough. And that's a one team fight here for PSS. All right, let's go ahead and see this whole team fight again because there was a lot happening here. So they go for Trundle. Trundle makes a great flash to escape, but walks right into the Maokai, so he ends up just getting caught again. Zach goes in, doesn't land on anybody. The fight still looks good for them because Tristan is basically just free hitting here. And Milio ends up getting one shot and kill, but it's freezed the way for Tristan to jump over the wall where Galio can't peel. Yeah, great awareness by Tristana realizing she could get an angle on the Ashe without Ashe getting any protection. So great team fight by Team PSS. Honestly, it could have been even better if that Zach E here had been a little bit better, and that could have been a total wipe. But in the end, you will take a 3 for 5. You will even up gold here. Yeah, great play. And yeah, you know, this Tristana is very, very fed. And Ashe, not so much. You know, kind of like what I talked about earlier in the game. You know, Ashe doesn't really quite have the damage you want at this point in the game for team fights. She's down 4.5k to Tristana, and if it comes down to which team's front line lasts longer, let me give you a hint, it's not going to be Team TITS. So, yeah, another strong early game by Team TITS, but again, another great recovery by Team PSS, and now they're in a phenomenal position to just pull away with this game with how far ahead their bot lane is. They're going to go ahead and grab the Otacon here for free. Big bunch of EXP to them. Gold lead is dead even now, but obviously I think, given how the gold is distributed, you much prefer, you know, much prefer the gold lead on the 80 carry in this situation. So even though the gold is even, I definitely think PSS is in a much better position here. No. Maokai gonna get caught out a little bit here. Ooh. I'm not actually sure if that Orianna will end up hitting anybody. And now, Empirical's chunked so much he has to kind of back out of the fight. And I might have spoken too soon about them being in a great spot. Empirical trying to do his best to salvage the situation, but he cannot. Zach was nowhere to be found during this entire fight. And are they gonna be able to get more? No, I think they should just go turn around and go get Baron now. A human and Ori might be able to actually finish off the nice Q land by the Zach. Are you able to finish anybody off? No, will not. In fact, Galio will finish off the Orianna in return. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this team fight again. So, instant replay brought to you by Slayer Jack. Okay, so Maokai kind of gets caught out here, and Tristana ults immediately. And I think Orianna will only hit the Udyr, which is fine. And Tristana gets so chunked by the time the fight really starts that she can't afford to stand in an auto attack. And Zach is also nowhere around, so she's not really getting any peel. Yeah, okay. Great catch by Team Pit or by Team Tits, and then great follow-up to take out Tristana now. Yeah, they're going to try to go for Baron here, but I don't think they can. I think they're just a little too chunked. Well, maybe they can. With Trundle and Udyr and Galio, I guess they can do it. Okay, never mind. And just when I said that I thought the game was looking really good for PSS, flip the switch! I still think they're in a decent spot just because of how big Tristana is, but they're going to have to play the fights better than that. I'd still rather be in their position, to be honest, as long as they don't fall, as long as they don't give up like multiple big objectives here off this Baron. And it has been a while since we've seen that Nocturne Orianna combo. They have really not been on the same page ever since that first time. Look at all that Zach healing, my goodness. Able to fight Trundle off the tower even when he has Baron. Director Camera really wants to watch this for some reason. Meanwhile, the non-top laners pushing over Dragon here. TITS should be able to take this no problem, but we shall see. I've seen weirder things this game already. Nope, I don't care about top. Team TITS very hesitant to actually start this Dragon despite their advantage at the moment. Granted, a lot of that advantage is currently in the top lane. That's the entirety of their gold lead, so maybe they're a little afraid of fighting, even with Baron, but they're going to go ahead and back off the Dragon. Ooh, Maokai's going to go ahead and get a great flank here, and that's going to land. Ooh, and they finally get the Ori Nocturne combo right on the back line, and this should be an absolute wipe here for Team PSS. And Tristana jumps in onto the Trundle, which is not what you want to do, but she gets away with it, and that's going to be a triple kill for the Orana. And that's... Ooh! They finally got the combo. Woo! You know what? I guess Team TITS was right to be afraid. They got the Wombo. That's scary. But not, let's go and watch the team fight again. Phenomenal flank here by the Maokai, able to get the roots directly on the Ashe, follow up with the Ori Nocturne combo. And that's a nasty combo. That's why they picked it. You get them all nice and low with the Ori Nocturne combo, and then Tristana just goes crazy with the resets, and that's going to be a 5-0 ace against the Baroned up Team TITS. Wow. And phenomenal flank by Onyxu there. And honestly, just a failure of vision by Team TITS to not see that coming. Like, there is no... When you have Baron and you're in that situation, there is no scenario in which Maokai should be able to just whip around you in the mid lane like that to catch you by surprise. So, you know, great play by PSS, but, you know, there were some mistakes by TITS that made it possible, so... You know, that's part of catching the games. I'm gonna mention it, but yeah, phenomenal play by PSS. They now have the gold lead once again. That was about a 5k gold swing, plus third Dragon here as well. So they're in a phenomenal spot to wrap this game up. We got the Dragon Soul win condition, and obviously the much more fed ADC. About a 5k gold lead for the Tristana now. And this was kind of what I was worried about with this TITS team, is that if you're relying on Ashe for DPS, you might be disappointed. Just because Ashe is not the greatest DPS champion until like late game, like 4 items plus. And this is a very tanky PSS team, and Ashe just cannot chew through these tanks fast enough at this point. You know, plus obviously the Wombo combo as well, but... Yeah, and unfortunately Trundle, you know, for how big his lead was, he actually hasn't been able to do that much with it. He's only just now getting this Tier 2 tower. He should have gotten this Tier 2 tower 15 minutes ago. And he will pay the price for it as well. So yeah, I definitely think macro misplay by Trundle this game, because he was way ahead early on, and he's been stonewalled ever since then. So, and you know, Zach is hard to split push into. I get that, but you have to find a way. You either have to force it down and tank him and get the tower down, or you have to just go somewhere else, you know? Meanwhile, Oriana, very deep, and great ulti, does a lot of damage. Ooh, tries to turn on the Ashe, but great Milio ulti, able to heal him up. She ends up going down. That's going to be a 1,000 goal shutdown over to the Galio. If you're going to come back as Team TITS, that's the kind of plays you need to make. Manages to... Yeah. And close the gold lead again, about dead even. Trying to go ahead and TP top. I really don't like that he's TPing top here. This tower doesn't matter. Like, it's 31 minutes in, this tower means nothing. And you're going to die for it. Yep. You know, definitely some big macro mistakes by Flavortown Mayor this season, or this series, unfortunately. And some questionable itemization choices as well. I know he likes the movement speed boots, or the attack speed boots that give a lot of attack speed, but you're getting CC chain so much, you need to get Merc Treads. You just got to do it. However, Tristana doing some questionable positioning of her own has to flash to avoid the Ash arrow. And yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to flame Flavortown Mayor here. That's not the point of what I'm saying. But this is the second game in a row where he's had a huge lead during the laning phase and just really not done a lot with it. So it's just worth pointing out. Meanwhile, the fight's going to go ahead and break out here. Ooh, Maokai manages to follow the Gallia away onto the back line, but now the rest of PSS is here. Does not quite land the combo because Cornelia's not here, but now she's here. And I don't even think they need to execute the combo at this point. The Tristana just does so much damage. She's already full build. You know, 6k gold ahead of the Ashe, and that should be a Baron here for TITS, and they should be able to end the game off of this, I would think. Let's go ahead and see if that's exactly what they do. Yeah, Flavortown Mayor's here is going to try to make a futile defense, but it will not happen. And that will be a Team 2-0 for Team PSS, or Team 2-0. It will be a 2-0 for Team PSS. You know, they fell behind early quite a bit, both games, but then managed to rally and recover and looked very strong doing so. You know, on the opposite side of the coin, you know, Team TITS, they started out strong both games, especially in the top side of the map, but then really not able to translate that into a meaningful advantage going into the mid game. So, you know, that's kind of something they're going to have to look at. You know, getting the lead is great, but you have to actually do something with it, you know? So, and yeah, I mean, it just came down to which ADC does more damage, and obviously the Tristana does way more damage than the Ashe at this point. Not just, obviously, mostly because of the gold lead, but just because of the champions, right? Tristana as a champion just does a lot more damage than Ashe. So that is a very, very impressive series win for Team PSS and a very tough loss for Team TITS because, you know, they had a big lead early on both games. Just couldn't find a way to close it out. So, yeah, that'll be the cast here for tonight. Let's go ahead and see what I know we have 3 games tomorrow. We have 2 versus PDX, Rock versus PPP, and No English versus Jat. All kind of like 1.5 hour after each other. I have no idea what the casting situation will look like for tomorrow. I would like to cast, but obviously I'm going to be playing in one of them, so I don't think I'm going to be able to cast any of these, at least not live. Maybe one of these lovely viewers will step up and cast some of these. That'd be cool. But yeah, this will also be the Beer League debut for both 2 and for No English tomorrow, because their match was not able to be played last week. So this will be the first time seeing both teams. So look forward to that. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Very solid win for PSS. And we'll probably see you guys sometime tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Bye.